Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and in today's Shaky Cam interior review, we are in the 2015 Subaru BRZ. This is the Blue Special or Special Blue Edition, which are one of those. Very sweet car. You might remember about this time last year we had the Scion FRS, which is an identical car, with the difference that this series blue has a Subaru only paint and a little bit different interior. In my opinion, having been in the FRS and the BRZ a couple of times a piece, I would say that the BRZ tends to have a nicer interior, but you pay a little bit less for the FRS. So, you kind of take your pick. As far as performance and everything else, they are identical. So, let's do this. It'll be really quick because there's not a whole lot to look at. It's a very small car. Doors and windows and locks and whatnot over here. And here's your fader and your instrument cluster and lighting and trunk release. Trunk is interesting because it's actually fairly good size on this car. And then you can see the sport coverings, the aluminum on the pedals down there. Over here you have your, if it'll focus, there we go. You have the stuff that changes what's going on in your dash. And then of course your lighting here and your washer wipers here. You'll notice the steering wheel has no controls. It's not even an option in this car. That's because right there is the infotainment and stereo. It's so close by that really you don't need anything. And then because this is a Toyota collaboration, there's a Toyota style, well, it's actually right out of a Toyota cruise control over here. Looking at the instrument cluster, you'll see over here you have your speedometer, tachometer. This changes a little bit according to what you did with those buttons over there. Down there's your trip. You can see I've put 276 miles on the car this week. Here's your fuel gauge. I have not put a drop of fuel in it, so it showed up full. That's where it is now. I'll give you an idea of the fuel economy in here. And engine heat. I just now started it up. It's first thing in the morning, so. Coming over here, here's your vents here, and here's your infotainment, such as it is. There isn't a whole lot going on over here. This is an upfit model, and this is as good as it gets. It has all the stuff you expect. It has Bluetooth, it has satellite radio, you can stream off your phone, all that good stuff. So it does have enough stuff to make the majority of people happy, but it doesn't have full-on app suites or anything like that. You can see the controls are relatively straightforward. It's a touch screen, and then you have a few things. The graphics quality is not the best, but I don't know. In the car like this, I don't know that you need it because most of the entertainment value is the car itself, not the infotainment screens. Here you have a clock and so forth, and then here's your climate controls. Climate controls are pretty straightforward. I really like these toggle buttons. They add a little bit of style, and it's quick to just go ding 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 and do what you need to do. Here's your plug-ins, of course. Here's the actual engine start stop. It takes a minute to get used to it being there. And also for me, just because most of the cars I drive are automatics, took me a second to remember that you have to have the clutch in order to start the engine. This little cubby here is mostly useless unless you have a very small phone. It's really not that big. It's about 3 fingers wide. Shifter. I'll just show you the shift throw. So I'll push in this clutch, and so first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. I've actually been shifting with just my wrist, not moving my arm. That's how short the shift throw is. Very awesome. And of course you pull the ring to get into reverse. Very awesome. And the clutch is very stiff, not hard to push, just stiff. So it has a very distinct engagement spot. You'll feel it, and once you get used to where that is, your shifting is just fast, just really quick. Great car for that. Over here you have your sport and traction buttons. the Sport is supposed to change throttle a little bit. I believe it changes throttle response a little bit. I have not noticed any difference other than it just automatically turns off traction control. Otherwise, I haven't noticed any difference when I push that button. So maybe somebody in the comments can clue me in as to what this is supposed to be doing, because everything I read, all it said was it changes the throttle vectoring a little bit, throttle response. This has heated seats and handbrake, which is a almost a must if you have a rear-wheel drive car. You need a handbrake. And then part of this package edition is the faux carbon fiber, a little bit soft touch up here, softer than I remember it, which may be either my memory is not that great or this has been softened a little bit. It does quiet the car a little. This isn't nearly as loud as I recall, at least it's not as loud as the FRS, I know that. And again, that could be some packaging stuff, I'll have to look it up. Here's your glove box, of course. Here's the doors, relatively plain, but with the Series Blue you have the blue stitching and a few other things that really kind of set it off. The seating is awesome. This is kind of a felt feel right here, and then here's your leatherette bolsters, and then that blue stitching, and these are exceedingly comfortable seats. Very good sport bolstering, nicely done for that. And of course it has things like this, and then the back seats, such as they are, you could stuff a car seat back there. You can see I've had the kids back there. There's a footprint, but really, you know, you're kind of pushing it when you try that. And like I said, the trunk is a good size. There's a couple of plugs. You have your drink holder right here, and then you have a 12 volt here, and this drink holder actually lifts out and moves, so you can have it where you want it. There's another lock right there. Otherwise, that's about it. This is a very nice car. Stereo is awesome in this car. Again, I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's a 8 speaker, because there's 2 on each side up front, 1 on each door on top of that, and then there's got to be at least 2 in the back. I'll have to look it up. This is, like I said, the upfit package, Series Blue edition. So very sweet car. Had a lot of fun in this little car. You know, you got about 2,700 pounds of curb weight and 200 horsepower on tap. So that's not a bad ratio at all. Really enjoyed it. For the price tag, this is an awesome car. So there you go. That's about it. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com in the 2015 Subaru BRZ in the Series Blue edition. Talk to you again soon.